everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. So today I'm actually doing a collaboration with a couple of other YouTubers, and we are actually going to be doing a Super Bowl kind of snack thing. So it's supposed to be stuff to get ready for game day. So let me go ahead and let you know what game day snack we're going to be doing. So this is something that is a tried and true favorite in our household. We've been doing it for many, many years. Everybody absolutely loves it. And yes, it's a little complicated to make. However, once the finished product is done, it is so good and so worth it. And it's a tried and true favorite. Everybody absolutely loves it. It's so funny to see people's looks on their face when they first see it and they're like, what is that? And I tell them, and then they kind of like look at it weird, and then they eat it and they're like, oh my God, this is so good. Where has this been all my life? So I'm gonna go ahead and sneak out our recipe to you guys. Don't share it to everybody else. No, I'm just joking. And I apologize for my voice. I have been a little under the weather. The winter is brutal on me. And I apologize for the noise in the background. We have a little miniature fireplace heater kind of thing. We don't have a fireplace in our house, so we have like a little makeshift fireplace heater. So that is what's making the noise in the background, so I apologize for that in advance. But what we are going to be making today is cheese log. And if none of you guys have ever heard of it, there's some people that use like a cheese log, pecan log. There's so many other different renditions of this thing. But this is our recipe. This is our tried and true favorite, and the one that everybody loves. And it's a really easy thing if you guys want to do something for like a dip, but you want it a little bit more elaborate. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and get wax paper, and you want to kind of overlap it like that because you're gonna need a wide space. Then you're gonna need one more piece of wax paper. Sorry, my cuts are not that great. I used the cutter thing on the box. Okay, so this is the top piece. These are the bottom pieces. Well, actually, you know what? I'll make this. The bottom piece is longer. And then this is the top piece. Now, what you're going to need is you're going to need a block of Velveeta cheese. I use this block of Velveeta, the original. I think they have another one that has like jalapenos in it or whatever. If you want to make it spicy, that's perfectly fine. I use this one, and this actually will make 2 cheese logs. You cut it in half, and you use both sides. I'm only going to do one for now, and the reason why is because it goes fast in my household, and making 2, they're just going to gorge themselves. So I just do it a half one. I'll make it until it's gone, and then wait like a couple days, and I'll make the other one. Next, you're going to need some cream cheese, and it needs to be softened. So I put it on a plate, and I put it in the microwave for about 40 seconds. And that usually makes it pretty pliable. You're gonna need some green onions. I buy mine pre-cut. You can cut them yourself, but we usually do the green onions with the little chives. You're going to need some chopped olives, and you're going to need some sliced pimentos. And then if you would like to make it spicy, which we don't because I'm allergic, you can also add in chopped green chilies. So I'm going to show you the version without it, but you can add chopped green chilies to this, and it is really spicy and kicks it up a notch. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut our Velveeta cheese. So just going to go ahead and take it out of the block and go ahead and cut it in half. And then what I like to do, because I am going to be saving this other half is I'm gonna go ahead and just take this one out of its paper. Make sure your hands are clean because you're gonna be using your hands a lot. And then I usually just stick this end over the other, trying not to make a mess. And that way it's sealed a little still. Put it in there, push up against the side that's open, and close it back up and put it back in the fridge. So that's good for the next one. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and smush. This is the fun part. If you want to get the kids involved, you can get the kids involved. If not, you just gotta kind of flatten it about a little bit just to kind of get it flat enough that you can start using a rolling pin. And then what I do is just roll it out. Just like so. And you want to roll it out so that you have it fit enough that you can almost see through it. Like you can almost see the bottom of the wax paper. So we're going to roll it out really thin. Don't forget, make it circular because it is a log. So you're going to want to push it out on the sides too. Oops. My wax paper wasn't long enough on that side. That's okay. It can easily be fixed. That's what I love about certain recipes is that you can kind of mess up on something and it's still good. Baking is, it's a science, but it's not a science. So, who are you guys rooting for in the Super Bowl or to win the Super Bowl? My teams are not going to the Super Bowl, so I'm not that concerned. I'm only into it whenever my teams are going to the Super Bowl. And that's a question too. Like if your team doesn't make it to the Super Bowl, do you still watch, or do you like, I don't want to see the events? And for people that aren't like into the Super Bowl, why do you watch? Like, is it for the halftime show, or is it just to hang out with friends and get together, that kind of thing? I grew up with a ton of boys, so I was always into sports. I played Little League in elementary school and high school, and played volleyball, and actually tried out for the boys football team. And I was a running back for a good month or so until we played our first game, and then the parents of the other team was really upset that a girl was playing and didn't want their child to get sued if I got injured. So they were really worried about whether or not I should play. And it was kind of sad and unfortunate, and I didn't want my high school to go through all that. So I just, gracefully bowed out. But I did play Powerpuff for that year, and our team won. So I love football. Okay, so if you guys seen, this side was hanging out, and so I kind of want to make it as even as possible and as round as possible. So I went ahead and just put that over there, and you can do that kind of cut along the edges and patch up some things. This here, see how that split? It's because the wax paper creased. So you definitely want to make sure as you're rolling this out that you kind of spread out your wax paper to make sure that there's no lumps or creases, because it'll be very hard to roll this up once it is once it's creased like that. Okay, so we're done with this top paper. We can get rid of it. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and spread our cream cheese. So you're going to go ahead and plop that on there. And I use a lot of cream cheese. You don't have to. If you want, you can use a half a block of cream cheese. I like a lot of cream cheese in my cheese log. I don't know why. I'm just really partial to that. So we've always used just one thing of cream cheese. And you're going to go ahead and just spread it out. Not all the way to the edges, but as close to the edge as possible. And try to make it an even spread. So you want to evenly disperse this cheese log all around. Like this. Now what you're going to do is you're going to start putting on your little toppings. So this gets a little trick. If the jar doesn't ever open, look, see how easy that was now? You don't want to keep that liquid for the pimentos. You can drain that out. I usually just get messy and I just kind of squeeze it out into the jar and then kind of put it on. But you don't want it to run off into your cheese log. So you're going to go ahead and put down your green onions. I like a lot. You can put as much or as little as possible if you want. My family likes a lot. Next thing you're going to do is go with the diced or chopped olives. I'm going to go ahead and add those. Again, my family likes a lot. We like enough in every bite, so that's one good thing. And just kind of spread that out evenly. Now, some people use only half a jar of olives, and that's fine. You can use a half a jar, save the other half for the other cheese log. If you're making them both for game day, which I would suggest, so once people like this stuff, they're going to just want to eat it all. The pimentos, I'm going to go ahead and kind of strain out onto this plate. And the only reason why is because I do only use half of the pimentos. So I use half of the pimentos, the other half I save for the other cheese log. Okay. Put that aside. Half. And this is, by the way, the large jar of pimentos. There's a small jar. You use a small jar, then you can use them individually for each one if you don't like to open something and then keep it and reseal it. Okay, so now is the tricky part. We are going to turn this usually to the thin side. See how it kind of tapers? You're going to want to do the thin side this way instead of the opposite. So you're going to go ahead and start to roll. So you're just going to push down. And as you're pushing down, you're going to go ahead and pull that paper back. The first couple rolls, turns, is going to be a little difficult, but just be patient and it will all come together. You just want to, let me see if I can. you're just gonna go ahead and keep on rolling until you get to the very end. Oh, it's split a little bit. Well, that's okay. So you're just gonna keep rolling till you get to the very, very end. And then once you get to the very end, you can take this and roll it straight onto a platter so that you can cut and enjoy. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a platter and I will be right back. I am back now, and what you're gonna do is put the wax paper right there, keep flipping. We'll make that the underside. So fold. Oh no, it's falling apart on me. I have done this so many times and never had a problem. This is the first time I've had an issue. It's blown out. I had a blowout, guys. No. Let me see if I can fix this. Probably not. It's all gonna get eaten up anyways, but let's try to patch it up. It's a good thing about cheese. It's like spackle. Okay. So it's a little off center. That's fine. You're gonna put chips there anyways. So you're gonna go ahead and, when it's not blown out, it looks really nice. It actually looks like a log. So you're gonna go ahead and just cut the ends off. Just to make it look presentable. My kids love to eat the ends. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean that up a little bit. And then we serve them with Triscuits, or you can use wheat thins, or you can use both. And we have done both, but you want to go ahead and open your box. And this is another cool thing about putting the chips on the same plate as the log, is that if you have something like this, like blowouts, you can cover it up. So you just stick the platter right there. I'm not going to put a whole bunch of chips there because it's not Super Bowl and we're not having the whole thing right now. I usually serve it when guests come over, when we're having entertainment, that kind of thing. So there you have it. That's the cheese log, guys. Hey everyone. So the second part of this video is going to be a football shaped cake. So I'm going to show you guys how we're going to make a football shaped cake. So you're actually going to start off with a round shaped cake. You're actually going to cut out the center part. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you that. Just basically cut out the center and take out the center part. And you can put that aside. Your kids can eat it. Whatever you want to do. And then you're going to go ahead and join those two ends up together to make the little football shape. And then you're going to go ahead and frost that. And it's super simple. It's that easy. If you want to make 2 layers, go ahead, be my guest, and do 2 layers. It's basically the same thing. You're going to basically cut the cake. And if you want to make it easy, you can frost the 2 layers together first, then split it in half, and then push them together and then coat the whole thing. Or you can do them individually and then coat the whole thing on top. But I'm going to show you the finished product once it's done. Okay, so now that it's all frosted and everything, the next thing you're gonna do is go ahead and pipe the little grid. So I just put it in a little Ziploc bag, and then you're just gonna wanna go ahead and put the line and the little lines across. And that's it. There you have it. Football cake. One other thing that you can do is you can take some coconut and you can put some green food coloring in a Ziploc bag, shake it up, and you can put green coconut all around the football so it looks like it's on the actual turf. And that'll be a really cool, aesthetic to the cake. So be sure that you guys like and subscribe, and make sure that you follow everybody else that's involved with this collaboration. We have many, many people that are involved in this collaboration, and I hope that you guys have a great and memorable Super Bowl game, and have a great day. Bye.